Leafs will take on Montreal Canadiens in their opening game in Toronto. Natural disasters continue to batter Indonesia. An intense snowfall strikes the city of Calgary. Humber News starts now.
Hello, I'm Paul Schubert, here at the newsroom at Humber's North Campus. It's Wednesday, October 3rd. Thanks for joining us. We begin with U.S. President Donald Trump, who is making headlines again today. Last night, he mocked Christine Blasey Ford. She accused Judge Brett Kavanaugh of assaulting her more than 30 years ago. Last night, Trump addressed a crowd in Mississippi, pointing out alleged holes in Ford's testimony.
I had one beer. Well, do you think it was? Nope, it was one beer. Oh, good. How did you get home? I don't remember. How'd you get there? I don't remember.
Trump claims that people have been trying to destroy Kavanaugh. He is being considered for the U.S. Supreme Court. Trump concluded the event by encouraging his supporters to go out and vote. Midterm elections are happening next month across the United States. A United Nations court has ordered the U.S. to ease its sanctions on Iran. The International Court of Justice says the export of humanitarian goods to Iran should be allowed. But the International Court has no way to enforce its rulings. Both the U.S. and Iran have a history of ignoring the court's rulings. The U.S. imposed sanctions last year. The International Court of Justice, or ICJ, has determined that exports of, quote, humanitarian goods should be exempt from sanctions. The ICJ is the main judicial body of the UN. The rulings of the ICJ are binding, but the court has no power to enforce its rulings. Both the United States and Iran have ignored ICJ court rulings before. Also overseas, natural disasters continue to hit Indonesia. A volcano erupted on the island of Sulawesi today, only days after an earthquake and tsunami killed more than 1,400 people. Volcanic ash spread more than 4 kilometers into the sky. Residents living near the volcano are being warned to stand by for evacuation orders. Nearby communities have also been told to be prepared for volcanic ash fall. There are no reports of any casualties or damage so far. The earthquake has left thousands of people homeless. Buildings were either flattened or badly damaged. Aid workers are struggling to bring in relief and find anyone left alive. Canada has revoked the honorary citizenship of Myanmar leader Aung San Suu Kyi. It's over her inaction on military violence against the country's Rohingya Muslims. For the past 10 years, Suu Kyi was considered a hero, but after her recent actions, she has been discredited. Senators unanimously declared the treatment of the Rohingya by Myanmar's government to be a genocide. Suu Kyi allowed civilian authorities spread false narratives, hate speech, and blocked independent investigations. At Queen's Park, Premier Doug Ford vows to halt legislation that included a raise in the Ontario minimum wage, among other worker protections. Bill 148 was put forward by the Ontario government last year. It included a number of reforms for part-time and full-time workers. The Premier said yesterday that he plans to remove the bill because he says that the legislation kills jobs.
We're getting rid of Bill 148. We're going to make sure we protect the frontline workers because 60,000 people lost their jobs under Bill 148. We're going to reduce their taxes.
At this time, it is unknown if the Premier will replace the bill with a different reform or scrap the legislation entirely. A Canadian is joining the ranks of the greats, winning a Nobel Prize for physics. University of Waterloo professor and researcher Donna Strickland is the third woman scientist to win the physics prize.
They said to me, this is an important call from Sweden. You must stay on the line. Please stay on the line while we transfer the call. And then I stayed on the line for over 15 minutes because I am a rule follower. So then I had to get on my email and it said, we can't phone you, please call us immediately. So then I had to call them. But at least that email did say they were from the Swedish Academy. And then I called and they told me how I would share the prize.
Strickland was awarded the 2018 prize jointly with an American researcher and a former French colleague. Their invention uses ultra-short optical pulses. Their technology has led to corrective eye operations for millions of people. Strickland is the first woman in 55 years to win the physics prize. She was born in Guelph, Ontario, and educated in both Canada and the United States. Last Thursday night, our very own Justice McCormack had the opportunity to cover an event called Take Back the Night. It started at the LRC building here at Humber's North Campus, before spilling out into the streets around Humber. Let's take a look.
Ours, take back the night! The streets are ours, take back the night!
Business could be seen, not just taking back the night, but their night. All were there to proclaim their sexual freedom, including male supporters, like media communications student Alikan Haji.
So we have to be the good role models for the other peer mentors, for the other students. And I'm also just marching on for this because it's something which I want to stand against, sexual assault in school environments and everywhere.
The event is put on in hopes of raising awareness about sexual violence. This is crucial for survivors like psychology student Ariel Berkeley.
It's imperative to spread awareness, especially during this Me Too climate, and I want to increase the male engagement of youth and of adult men today, moving forward.
No one held back as they all marched through the surrounding area of Humber, screaming their chants of triumph. Everyone marched with a purpose, to prove to sexual abusers that they cannot be silenced, and this behavior will not be tolerated. These feelings ran true for survivors like activist and writer Sidra Ahmed.
So have our allies stand with us and say that sexual violence is wrong. We're here to stand up against sexual violence, and we're here to create a world where it doesn't exist anymore.
This event certainly has a suiting title, as dozens could be seen in attendance taking back the night, with some sharing their stories of personal abuse, while others were just here for support. Many people could be seen marching through the streets, chanting and screaming along as they marched through the neighborhood, truly taking back the night. Justice McCormack, Humber News.
We are going to take a quick break. Still ahead, the latest in weather and sports, including the season opener for the Leafs, right here at home tonight.